Welcome to Done. Episode 6. Should be a kick-ass show tonight featuring Mega Bad Seed, Max Power, Stick Figure and Smiley Police. Our guest today has his own YouTube channel but is best known as a panel member on Console Corner. He keeps people entertained by not holding back with his funny jokes. Introducing Newf Nuke. And then there is me. I'm Dougie, your host and a digital dog. Over to you, panel.
All right, thanks, Doug.
Hey, everyone.
Thanks for that, Doug.
Thanks, Dougie.
Yeah. Thanks, Dougie.
Thanks for that intro.
He's always there.
And you're like, what the hell was that?
Yeah.
I love that American boys do that. They go, what? Who's Doug? What's Doug?
Yeah.
The old voice synthesizer, yeah.
That's it. He just does a better intro than fucking I love the chat already. We're all shouting out to ourselves. Anyway, yeah, he does a better intro than anyone else he could possibly do. So that's why we got him. That's why he gets the big bucks.
He's different.
He's consistent.
He's consistent. He's very consistent. So yeah, thanks, News, for rocking up. Now we've got GKB. He's possibly on the way. I think he's probably still asleep because it's really early over there. But what time is it over there, News?
Well, for me, it's 5:38 a.m. That is Alberta time here in Canada, where I live. And for GKB, it's probably just after 7:30. And I imagine he's probably still sleeping or eating his eggs and bacon.
Yep.
With maple syrup.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure he'll turn up. He probably will. He might just, he's probably organising his kids or something's happened. So yeah. Anyway, he might turn up. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it's all good.
Sweet. So, you can jump in anytime.
Yeah, he can jump in. I've sent him a link. Just keep an eye on Twitter, guys, because he might be sending us a message or something. So anyway, tonight we're going to talk about games, media, Xbox initiatives, new hardware, and games. So should be good. And anyway, just if there's any listeners out there don't know Newf, because we've got some Australian people that watch during the week, they might not know who you are, Newf. So just sort of ask you a couple of questions. If that's all right?
Yeah, man, fire away. Let me just first by saying thanks for everybody for hanging out with us in the chat, and it's a pleasure and an honor to be here. Anytime I get invited to a podcast, I'm always excited about it. And again, I thank all you guys on this panel for having the faith to bring me on board here. So, and, to all my mates down under, I love you guys. Australia is a great place. I've never been there. Maybe one day I will mark it on my calendar. But yeah, thanks for rocking out.
No worries at all, man.
No,
You're
all good.
You're with a pretty good crowd.
You played Forza Horizon 3, Newf?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah,
that's Australia.
You've pretty much been here.
Yeah.
Good enough. Yourself a plane ticket, man.
Yeah. It's a lot cheaper.
Well, that game is beauty.
Yeah,
definitely.
It's a good game. I've still got to get back into that game, but yeah, anyway.
Yeah,
I'm going off the subject. But anyway, Newf, you're on the Console Corner, which is a pretty cool podcast. It's come a long way since I've been listening to it since day one, and it's come a long way. Do a great job. So you were actually voted in by the listeners, is that right?
Yeah, that's correct. GKB, She-Wolf, the rest of the panel, they held a vote that was last spring. And it ran for a couple of weeks, actually. It was a running joke for a while with Crap Gamer and a few others that it was worse than the United States elections. It just seemed to go on forever. But thankfully...
Better result.
Much better result. Hopefully people don't view me as the same idiot that Donald Trump is, but that's a story for another day. But yeah, no, it was part of a vote panel, and I won the majority of the popular vote overall. So I was pretty ecstatic with that. You know, when you actually get voted in by your peers and people that just, for showing up on a couple of podcasts, it speaks volumes, right, about the way you convey yourself. And I think I bring something just a little bit different to the table, or at least I'd like to think that I do. So that's part of the reason I'm on the Console Corner, because, I bring something just a little bit different.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I was going to ask you, man. Like, yeah, it feel good to know that you've been voted in because, like, we're doing this podcast. We don't know if people like us or not. So, yeah, it's good to know that you got voted in. Mate,
Probably not.
Probably not.
Maybe,
You're right.
maybe by the time I'm 1 full year in, people will be voting to kick me out. Who knows?
Yeah.
Which panel member needs to leave our show?
You know what? That would be a more popular, probably a popular poll, don't you reckon?
Yeah.
Who to vote? Who to vote off? You're
Who to
fired.
vote off? It'll get so much more votes. People just love, being an asshole. But anyway, and yeah, Newf, you did some radio too. Was that?
Yeah,
like
that's
community
right.
Radio,
Yeah, community radio here in the city where I live. I was a drive show host for about 2 years, and then I got moved to morning show where I was up until just recently. So yeah, it was a lot of fun, and I'm trying to get back into the gig right now, but just kind of in limbo at the moment.
Yeah, cool. All right, no worries. Well, there you go. You guys got any questions for Newf?
Oh, so what's your preferred console and what console do you own?
No, I think we know that.
Well, right now,
for the viewers, mate, for the viewers, not for us.
Right now, I've got 3 consoles, and that would be 4. I've got the original Xbox One. I've got the Xbox One S. I have got the PlayStation 4, and I have the Nintendo Switch. My preferred console of choice is hands down the Xbox, simply because I like the online better. Most of my friends are there. I've been invested in the ecosystem since pretty much the original OG Xbox. I like the exclusives better that come out for Xbox, including the Gears of War franchise, which is the reason I own an Xbox. Gears is my be-all, end-all. I still suck at the game overall, at least the multiplayer part, but I love the game dearly. That is my go-to. And it's Xbox, baby. The controller as well, it feels better in the hand. I like the force feedback triggers. There's 100 reasons I love the Xbox. They're all great systems. Don't get me wrong. I don't want people sending me the hate mail right away because I like the PlayStation as well. I gravitate to Xbox the most.
How are you finding the Nintendo Switch so far?
Nintendo Switch is a fantastic little console. I'm much more impressed with it than I thought I would be. It was a last-minute decision for me to get one, but I can tell you right now, as I was heading off to bed last night, I just snapped on the Joy-Cons, jumped in the bed, played a little about an hour or so of Zelda, and something like that. To me, that's the reason I bought it, because it's a take anywhere kind of console. I never liked, say, the 3DS, because I always found it was lacking in terms of its graphical fidelity and stuff like that. This thing at least comes somewhere closer to the games that we're more used to playing. Yeah, it's more of a console, absolutely. And hopefully when their ecosystem evolves and they start bringing out some things, I know Hulu and Netflix and things are coming to the Switch here, perhaps in the fall. That will be good, because I would like a few more entertainment options on there aside from just the bare bones game machine. So yeah, it's pretty good so far.
Yeah, good.
Nice. I'll probably pick one up probably in the next month or two, I reckon. So I've always
Zelda looks really good.
It's fantastic.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, the knock on the Switch so far, though, is just the accessory prices are absolutely stupid. Like here in Canada, it's $100 to buy a pair of Joy-Con controllers. Those little fucking rinky-dink.
It's probably the same in Australia or more.
It's pretty similar in Australia.
How much was the Switch in Canada?
$3.99.
It's $4.70 here.
Okay, so it's a little bit more expensive down your way.
Yeah.
And what's your currency there?
Was it $1?
Yeah,
Aussie dollar. Okay.
Yeah,
Aussie dollar. Okay, gotcha.
It's unusual because the original, I'm pretty sure the Xbox One was $100 more expensive than it was in America. It was $600 at launch, wasn't it? I think it was.
Yeah, in Australia it was $600. Yeah.
So the Switch being over $200 more is, I don't understand why the pricing is like that.
Yeah, the pricing's out of whack. Even the games don't make sense. Even with the Canadian dollar not being as much as the US dollar, it still doesn't make sense, because Zelda in the US is $59.99. It's $79.99 Canadian. So that's a $20 difference on a game, and it just doesn't make sense when you look at the currency matchup. So I don't
There'll be taxes
understand.
and stuff.
You know,
we pay $100 for games.
yeah. So well, the taxes aren't included in that. So it's 79, and then your tax. And right here in Canada, where I live, at least in my province, I pay is 5% on the dollar.
Okay.
Oh, this is GKB.
There he is.
There he is. Wakey, wakey, eggs and bakey.
Oh my god, bro. Who the hell gets up this early in the morning? Holy shit.
In all fairness, GKB, it's earlier for me, brother.
That's true. I haven't been up this early since the freaking army, man. I'm like, oh my god, is it time for PT? What the hell?
Oh man, that's cool. I had faith in you, man. I said to everyone, GKB rock up. So,
dude, the time change. I looked up at my watch. I'm like, oh, I still got time. And then I looked at my phone. And I was like, fuck.
Yeah, that fucking time change.
That's cool, man. Well, GKB, he's in the house. Anyone who doesn't know who he is, he runs a podcast, Console Corner, with his wife, She Wolf, and do a great job. And it's growing, and they do a lot of other stuff. What do you do? Beam streams, videos, unboxings, heaps of shit, GKB. So, yeah, it's good to have you on, man.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate it. Sorry I'm late.
That's all right, man.
It's all right, man. Welcome, brother.
Thank you. What's up, Mega?
Hey,
what's
man,
up, Smiley?
Yeah, what's up, man?
Oh,
Cool.
so we talking about?
We've got our first topic. Do you want to hit it off? So, I don't know, GKB, you've listened to the show before, I think. You know about Dougie, the dog. He likes to read questions out. So,
don't we usually go through what people are playing for the week, or are we going to skip that today?
Yeah, no, we'll go through that. So, yeah, may as well start with Newf, man. What have you been playing this week?
Pretty simple. I haven't had as much time to play games this week as I would have liked. I'm still picking away at Horizon Zero Dawn. Been playing some Zelda, and again trying to get through some back catalog over on the Xbox One. That's for sure.
Yep, cool.
Nice.
So no Wildlands.
No Wildlands. Didn't pick that one up yet. That's on my radar for a future date. Right now, it's Mass Effect Andromeda, baby. Bring it on.
That's where it's at. Everyone's waiting for Mass
Fantastic.
Effect.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's why I didn't pick up
looking
Wildlands. I was like, I'll play Wildlands for like a week, then I'll be on Mass Effect, and I probably never touch it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably a good point. That's gonna cop a beating compared to Andromeda. So Wildlands, but yeah, I actually got it because my friend, I game share or share consoles. What do we do? He bought it, so I wouldn't have bought it. But yeah, I mean Wildlands, it just seems like GTA to me. So. And I'm not that into GTA. GTA in the jungle, I call it. But anyway.
Basically what it is.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Andromeda's good. So what about you, Mega? What have you been playing? Don't tell me.
No, I haven't touched much on Fallout Shelter this week. Actually, the last couple of days I haven't played much at all. But I did start Outlast. I jumped on that the other night, and man, that game is pretty scary. I was like, that first level there.
That's fantastic. Great game.
Like it's been out for a while, but I thought I'll put the headphones on, had the lamp on in the bedroom, the lounge room. Stuck it on, and it was the sounds in that game make that game incredibly scary. It's like it's crazy.
It's a fantastic game.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to going through that. Played some Call
You
of
got those
Duty,
guys with the big dicks that chase you around.
Well,
you'll probably enjoying that part.
Damn, look, guys, I got to go. I'm gonna go play it. So I played Call of Duty. The new maps came out for Call of Duty, so I had to check out those and I think I checked out Halo Wars again. Yeah, so that was about it, really.
Yeah, Halo was cool.
Nice.
So, yeah, good times.
Nice.
Well, after that, I can see all the female players heading over to pick up a copy of Outlast.
Hey, a couple of male players too, man. Don't worry about that. They're out there, so not that there's anything wrong with that. So, GKB, you've been playing probably everything. You should know because you've been
basically, bro.
I've been streaming it too.
Yeah, I'd be like 20 minutes here telling you all the games I've been playing lately, but
what was your favorite?
I'm having a good time actually with Wildlands right now. But I
Yeah.
beat like Horizon Zero Dawn, played Zelda, played Verdun. Tabletop Racer is absolutely fantastic. If you guys are looking like for like a Mario Kart-esque kind of racer game, just the modeling of the cars just look fantastic too. It's a really good time, man. Definitely pick it up. It's only like $10 or so.
How are you
Well, I've
finding
seen you
Verdun?
Go ahead. Sorry.
It's good.
Go, Max.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Verdun. That new that war shooter, isn't it?
Yeah. That's the World War I shooter. It's like online only. It's kind of the only thing. I was hoping for like a campaign, but it's really just all online. Gameplay is cool. It's a lot of like sniping, hiding out kind of thing. If you're into that, it's a pretty cool game.
Is that in preview?
No, I don't think so.
Or
I
is
think it's a full
full
release.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay then.
Oh, cool.
That sounds good.
Oh yeah, coffee. Woohoo! I'm ready to go now.
Yeah, cool, man. Thanks for rushing in.
Yeah, no problem, guys. Anytime.
Nice one, Wolf.
Yeah, well, it could be his kids making coffee. I'm going to get my kids trained up to do stuff like that. Yeah, cool. So we've got Smiley. What have you been playing, man?
I haven't really been playing much. I played a little bit of Halo, but then I'm just.
We got any gamers in here or what?
I don't know. It's just like I don't know, just a bit of a lull. But I usually play a lot of Halo, but I'm just over.
He's hanging out for Adronima.
Yeah, I'm just over playing on American servers the whole time. I just can't.
Man,
I can't handle it anymore. I'm just like I just can't do it anymore. It's just I'm over it. So kind of having a break before Andromeda kind of comes out. It's kind of having a bit of a break from Xbox.
Andromeda. Like everything like in the planet's going to stop working just because Andromeda comes out. Because I think every gamer's going to go play that game. I took a day off.
You'll see one of those Pornhub articles like when Fallout came out and it drops like 40% or something.
It's got a bit of nudity in that game, isn't it? Or not full nudity, but
maybe get it on before you crew members and stuff.
I heard this one's pretty explicit, apparently, from what I've heard.
Yeah, that's what
Oh, really?
Just you just got to be cool with seeing lots of blue vagina. That's all.
Hey, I liked Avatar. She was green, but when she, I can't remember. She was blue. Yeah, I like the Smurf. I always like that Smurf too. But anyway, that's going back.
All right.
Watch out, bro. Gargamel's gonna fucking get all pissed off right now.
You guys imagine like a Krogan sex scene?
Can you get it on with the Krogans? I don't know if you can you?
But that would be fucking hilarious.
It would be pretty good.
Let's just hope you can, right?
Big old Krogan sitting on top of you.
That's all I'm gonna do in Mass Effect now. I'm gonna try and get it on with a Krogan.
I reckon The Witcher 3 had some good sex
Yeah,
scenes.
that was some good scenes in there. Yeah.
I just tried to hook up with as many of the chicks as I could just to see what kind of scenes. One's like up in the beach, one's in a beach, one's up in like a lighthouse and stuff. I'm like, man, Gerald, this guy's a player.
I always laughed at the God of War ones because you had to play the little fucking quick time games, and if you're really good,
Keep tapping that A, bro.
Too much A button.
Too funny. All right, Maxi, what have you been playing, man?
Still been playing some Halo 5, Team Arena mostly. And this week I was starting to get into The Division because I missed that one back in the day. So I've been playing that without all the hype surrounding it and really enjoying that actually. Mostly playing it solo, but it's a really good game. Really enjoying it.
Yeah, they've really fixed that game up. I've sort of went back there. I've got some mates who've played it the whole way through, and I sort of jumped back in with them a little while ago, and they have improved that game. At least they haven't given up on it anyway. So, and I think they have got like a bit of a cult following.
I'm pretty surprised. I didn't think I'd enjoy it as much as I am.
But it's pretty good. Yeah.
It's really, really good. Keeping my interest.
It looks good too. It's a really good looking game.
Oh, it's amazing. It looks fantastic. The amount of detail in New York is just insane.
Oh, yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, it really immerses you in that world that they've created.
I played it and then I went away from it. I haven't gone back really, but I apart from a couple of hours just to rank my character up. But yeah, I could see why people are still playing it. And it could.
Yeah, I need to get back into it as well myself.
Yeah, well, when Max was playing, I thought I might jump in with him, but I haven't had a chance. I bought Halo Wars 2.
I still got that as well.
You
Yeah.
guys sold that on me last week.
Yeah.
So I fucking pulled the trigger on that. And I bought Adronima as well.
Halo Wars 2 is so good.
Yeah, it is good, man.
Yeah, it is really
I'm
good.
just doing it on the second difficulty. Is it
Normal?
not easy?
Is that normal?
Just on normal. Just the first time through. And
Yeah.
it is good. It's good fun.
Oh, it's still good fun, yeah.
Yeah, fantastic game.
I mean, I thought the first one was good. This one's even much better.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I got the first one with me in the pack. I bought the the rip-off edition, and I got the first one.
The rip-off
Edition, yeah.
Yeah, that one's good too, man. Yeah, it's still good.
Yeah, I played that, so we'll go back and do that too. So cool. Did we get everyone? I think we did. That's good. All right,
I
wait.
think so.
Yeah, we got Max. I don't think I cut you off, did I, Max?
No, that was it. That's all I had to say. The mission,
man.
it's really good. Go and play it.
Yeah.
It's safe to say we all have a Mass Effect in our pants for a couple more days to go.
No chip.
Yeah, cool. All right. Well, Dougie, may as well read the next question out, mate.
A majority of the gaming media seem to change the narrative to help promote PlayStation and Nintendo. But why? Is it solely because they make more money from PlayStation and Nintendo news than they do Xbox? Or do you think it's deeper? What effect do you think this has on the Xbox consumers, and their attitude towards the media and even PlayStation and Nintendo?
Wow, so that's a really deep question by Dougie.
Thanks, Doug. Great question, Doug.
He's going deep.
Yeah, nice long one.
I felt like I was on like Mission Impossible. I was like, "Are you choose to accept your mission?" I was like, "Yes."
There you go, man. It's the whole thing. He's like, it's very, very gamer-esque.
Oh, that's pretty awesome, man.
So yeah, there's the media. The media, they seem to change the narrative. I'm not saying they do or they don't, but they seem to. So
Like as soon as Scorpio was talked about at E3, they did change that, I think.
yeah,
Don't
for
you
sure.
think? Like as soon as it was mentioned, it was more powerful than anything else out there. It's just like
Well, that's
it's
one of the
totally
reasons.
changed.
That's one of the
Then it
reasons
became
why
all about games.
when I first
Well,
saw like
yeah.
the podcast, like Console Corner, and like Crossfire back in the day, and like Xbox Nation and stuff, is because like I was just because I went to all the big sites a lot because I'm like looking at all the news and stuff, and after a while I just started thinking like all they do is just promote PlayStation and like shit on Xbox, and I was like, I want to go somewhere else for my news, so I started going to podcasts and stuff like that. But I think it's also the fact that PlayStation is just so much more popular than Xbox, so they get more clicks for doing more PlayStation news. So that's what they do.
I agree,
Yeah.
man. I think it's
Yeah,
a
it
lot
is.
to do with money. Money makes the world go round. So I'm sure if Xbox, there probably is a bit of hatred there towards Xbox as a corporation by some people, and maybe they love Nintendo or they love PlayStation. They grew up on it, but in the end of the day, it's someone, they're trying to make money, and the boss is saying, write an article that fucking gets clicks. So that's what they got to do, So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I mean, I think I think you can't really blame the media too much, for that reason. That they're just trying to make $1 like everyone else.
But you can't blame him for putting way more like Sony articles out than Microsoft. But
That's right.
some of like the headlines and like the way they talk about Microsoft, it's always like it's like they're
Some are
always
just
down on them and
clickbait.
stuff. Yeah, and they always like look down on it. It's like can the Scorpio really do 4K? And like all these just ridiculous articles, and you're just like, when will it end?
Yeah.
Some are just way too obvious. Yeah.
I don't know, like, yeah, like, I've talked about this like a million times. Like, I'm kind of like back and forth a little bit, like with the clickbait and stuff. And I understand, like, it's a business; they're trying to, get the ad revenue and all that stuff. But I mean, just because like I'm behind the moniker of a business doesn't mean I can't be fair. Because I find that when they do that stuff for like clickbait and stuff, they're not doing a service to, they're doing a disservice to their fans and people that really love gaming and stuff, like with their reviews and, you know, overhyping stuff and, you know, overinflating scores and all that kind of stuff. That doesn't help anybody. That just, you know, pretty much shits on us gamers and stuff, being like, oh, that game's a 10, I should go buy it. And then you go and play it and you're like, no, this really isn't a 10, this is more like a 7. And that's kind of like,
you're saying Zelda isn't a 98 Metacritic?
No, it's definitely not. Well, to me, in my opinion. And be careful, because if you go on Twitter and say that shit, the Nintendo fanboys are going to come out of their coma and fucking lose their minds. So, you know, don't do that stuff. I learned my lesson on that one. But yeah, you know, I think, I mean, even with the Scorpio coming out and stuff like that, the narrative really isn't going to change that much. I think the games and everything are going to run better on Scorpio and stuff. But until Microsoft or even like Nintendo at this point, like they're in the race now, until the market share switches to either one of those, you know, the sites are still going to do what they're going to do when it comes to Sony, because they're just the market share leader, and that's just how it's going to be. You know?
Yeah, I agree, but yeah, like being the media, but like. They've got a duty of care, I suppose, but in the end of the day, they're talking about video games. Like,
exactly.
That's
the thing that like boggles my mind. It's like they're talking about video games, but at the same sense, it's like this fucking war that they say is not happening, but they join in it constantly.
Yeah,
you know, and promote things. And
they
just
say
do
they
things
hate the war.
They make money off it.
They're the ones that fuel it the most.
Exactly.
That's what I don't understand about it.
They make money off the war. Like it's in their best interest to promote it, because they're making money off it. That's for sure.
Well, that Danny O'Dwyer from GameSpot, like that video he did a little while ago.
Yeah, that was
talking about it all. That was a great video.
Yeah, he was super candid. He was like, I'm so tired of this stuff. I'm tired of like, it's not about the games anymore. It's about the clicks. And I was like, absolutely. That's what we've been saying for like ever.
Yeah.
You can see why some of the more popular personalities are like, they're leaving the game sites just to do their own thing, because they probably just don't want to get stuck in all that kind of nonsense.
Told what to write about.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's just become painfully obvious over the last few years, because we saw, you know, in the first 2 or 3 years, especially of the Xbox One life cycle, first year in particular, it was constantly getting bashed for being sub 1080p on certain games, blah, blah, blah. And people couldn't review a game just straight up as whether this is a good game or it's a bad game. There was always a fucking paragraph just dedicated to, oh, like this console version does not run very good, blah, blah, blah. And it was always this power narrative. It was just, you know, just a whole lot of crap. There was even games that had marketing deals on the Xbox, and that when they had the review copies, they would play it on the PlayStation 4, and you're like, that kind of sucks. And again, it's like GKB said, it doesn't do any of the gamers any favors, because it also, for a lot of people coming to their sites, is that, you know, some people look up to these guys and respect them a lot, and a lot of their purchasing power is going to be made on the platform that these people push the most. Like, that's where people are going to think the game is. It's like walking into a store and you see the big marketing deal on Star Wars Battlefront. Like, PlayStation had that the last time the game came out, right? Well, know damn well that game is going to sell better on PlayStation, because the average, especially the average consumer and the average family walking into an EB Games or GameStop or wherever it might be, is seeing all these posters with Star Wars and PlayStation plastered all over it. A lot of the times people had no idea that game even came out on the Xbox. You know what I'm saying? And that's just it. We're also run by a generation of fans who basically were weaned on PlayStation, much like a lot of us older farts were weaned on Nintendo back in the day. And they're pushing their own personal agendas a little bit too. Like, it's their console of choice, and they're pushing it every chance they get. You know what I mean? And it's just crap, man. The narrative definitely changes to suit their agenda. And I agree, some of it is because of the sales perspective, but I don't know, man. Like, I'm getting tired of it.
It's not right.
It's so obvious. That's the problem. It's like this whole Scorpio shit. Like, people are bashing it already, and
nothing hasn't come out.
Hasn't even come out, and people are just already like trying to rip a new one.
I mean, look at like Zelda, like, for instance. You know, I'm gonna harp on this a little bit because I think it's the most one that's like in everybody's face, right? Like, I get in the Zelda nostalgia, and I was growing up on like Nintendo and stuff like Newf said and everything like that. And you know, I'd probably even inflate a little bit of Zelda, but at the end of the day, I'm just like, I play in the game and I'm like, this is not a 10. Like when you have performance issues and controls are absolute garbage, how can you give a game like this a 10? Like that just makes no sense. And I get the whole, 10 out of 10 is a masterpiece and, that doesn't really mean it's a perfect game. Yeah, I get that. But it also doesn't mean that you give a game a 10 out of 10 when the controls are absolute garbage and you can't play. And when the gameplay is like just so good in Zelda, because it really is, and the controls just destroy it, you got to sit there and be like, a person with integrity and be like, look, this game is really good at its core, but it's got some really serious issues, and give the score accordingly. I think, I don't know.
And it can still be a great game, but still have problems, and you can call it out.
Yeah, it's like they have to give it a 10 for it to be a good game, and that's just not true. Like, and there's a bunch of 8, Metacritic scores and all that kind of stuff games that are really fantastic. Like Horizon Zero Dawn, I don't have the popular opinion about this, but I loved it. I thought it was a fantastic game, and it's on PlayStation and stuff like that. But they didn't give it a 10, and it shouldn't because it's got a lot of issues with it. But it's still a fantastic game, and it's the same with Zelda.
Yeah. Yeah, the whole review, the whole scoring system. I remember back in the day, you used to get those magazines, and they'd have they'd have different sections. They'd have graphics, gameplay, longevity. That was so cool. I used to actually buy those magazines if a game came out, because back in when I was younger, I didn't have a lot more money, a lot of money and shit. I'd buy those magazines before I purchase a game. That's the only way you could tell.
I remember those when it had 5 or 6 different categories, like graphics, gameplay, longevity, and at the end they'll kind of get the average one out of there, and that'll be the score.
That's kind of like what we do. We do that as well. Like we do the graphics, gameplay, and story and stuff, and then we don't give it a score at all. We're just like buy, sell, or flush that shit down the toilet. And I think that's most important to everybody, not some random fucking score that really doesn't mean anything to anyone.
No, because it's really important about what you're saying about the game.
Yeah,
not
exactly.
the score at the end of it to see if it's worth your time.
EGM. Anybody read that book when it was out? I don't know if they still make it anymore. They did. EGM, Electronic Gaming Monthly.
Yeah.
Oh, yep.
Pretty much my Bible, and that's the one reason I always liked EGM, because they would always have they'd have one main reviewer, and then they'd have 3 or 4 other people chime in with their own basically take on the game. And sometimes the review scores were pretty unanimous across the board, but then sometimes you'd get a few that were very skewed or very different. And I always liked that because they gave you their take on the game, and it was always good. Like, people shouldn't be the reviewer of a game if it's not something that you're in. Like, for example, you shouldn't give me a Final Fantasy game to be the primary reviewer, because I was never a fan of Final Fantasy, and I'm already going to be skewed against a good score right from the get-go. Or a sports game. If you're not a sports game enthusiast, why are you reviewing it? Do you know what I mean? You're obviously not going to like it too much. I fucking hate hockey, but I'm going to review NHL.
I would like to see some of these bigger sites like re-implement that, like more than one person reviewing it and get multiple opinions. I think that'd be really good.
Yeah, that
help with the reviews.
It's like Metacritic a bit, isn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of like Metacritic. You're right.
Yeah.
That's already do that. It's called Metacritic.
No, IGN, they just get a panel of people to talk about the game, and they're all a bunch of ass kissers. It's like one person's got their finger at one asshole, another one's got the finger at the other asshole, and they're all just spinning around. Because you rarely ever see like one person say this game was amazing, and then someone else on the panel go, you know what? Like, I disagree. This game had so many flaws or problems. It's just like one guy like Marty Sleeve would be like, yeah, this game is really good, and then the other person's like, yeah, and Destin Legary sits over there with the dumbass look on his face. You know what I mean? Like, can't fucking trust any people on a panel, especially that orangutan fucking what's his name there, Brian Altano, who fucking got a 5-day beard like after he shaves. Like, I can't stand that guy. Jeez, he drives me nuts.
And that Destin guy, does he talk or just hold up signs? Like,
he waits for like Ryan McCaffrey to say it's okay. That's pretty much it.
I think he usually does talk, but he was too starstruck the other week. Phil was making them all sweat. That was pretty funny. Those memes and stuff.
Man,
the whole pen thing.
That little video gif that was out, that was so funny, man.
That was awesome.
Slow motion with Phil there.
The way he looks at him when he loses his pen and Phil just gives him this like death stare. Like,
it's like pulling his collar away from his neck. You can almost see the guy sweating. It's hilarious.
And
Yeah.
Desmond just says nothing out throughout the whole thing. He's just like,
No.
There's
Like
nothing
a
for him to
stats-
say.
He actually
Yeah.
went to say something, and then he got told to shut up. But,
Right, I have to
Yeah.
get like we all don't like. Ryan has his problems as being the Xbox guy, but when it comes to like interviews, he's actually really good, and he asks good questions as well. So he like
Yeah,
I give
a lot
him
of the
that.
times he asks
Yeah, he does.
what we like want to know. Like he's like,
yeah,
where are
he's
the
a
games?
professional.
What's going on with this? What's going on with that? So Phil can't answer most of it, but at least he's asking the
Well,
questions.
he
dodges
loves
it.
Xbox. Yeah, he loves Xbox as well. So he's
See, now-
just as keen as us.
If I was Phil, I probably would have said to Ryan McCaffrey before the show, "Isn't that the guy to your right that held up the sign about the 1080p bullshit a while
Yeah.
back?" And be like, "I don't want to hear any dumb questions out of his ass." You know what I'm saying?
That's probably why he wasn't let us speak.
Yeah, if he speaks, I walk.
It's like, Ryan's like, shut up, man. You remember you're not supposed to talk. So,
Destin, fuck up.
yeah, no. I'd love to see Phil go on a different podcast, but like Console Corner, that'd be cool. So you
Oh my
get him on
God. I would fanboy the fuck out, bro.
I'm sure GKB would like that as well.
Oh, absolutely.
there?
Yeah, well, he's
Phil,
on,
if
he's
you're
on next
listening,
week.
let's
He's,
do
he's
this.
on Doug next
Apparently
week.
he listens. He listens. That's what Tim Dog said. But anyway, well,
I
he knows
remember
it.
when Mooch and Crap, I think it was Mooch and Crap, were going to have Ryan McCaffrey on one of their shows, and the fucking PlayStation fans or whatever, or somebody got up against them like so much that he backed out, I think, at the end. Like, that's
really?
terrible, man.
Yeah, some of the
Yeah, no, they had him locked. They were like advertising him, and then
they
like
did.
the last minute he canceled out. I guess he got fucking heat the way he would be perceived on their podcast. I don't know. It was kind of stupid.
Well, if they were Sony fans, they'd probably send him death threats or something. You know, those guys are.
Yeah. Yep, for sure. All right, speaking of Phil, may as well do the next Dougie question. Keep it moving. Are you guys all finished on that one? Or?
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
man.
Yep, all good.
All right, man.
I did my rant. I'm good.
Phil Spencer recently took a trip to Japan to speak with developers. Do you think Japanese games are important to the continued growth of Xbox in the West?
There you go. So Phil, went over to Japan. Talking to Jap developers, what do you all think about that? Do we need Japanese games on our console? Not that we're anti-Japanese, but
I think there's like a certain sect of, Xbox gamers that do want the Japanese games and all that kind of stuff. Like, I don't know. It's hard for like Japanese games to break it into like the Xbox ecosystem because I think a lot of people on there, like to play the shooters and all that kind of stuff, and they just won't sell that well like they will on PlayStation. I think it's really awesome that Phil's still, keeping strong, still trying to break into that market, still trying to get whatever he can for the certain set of gamers and stuff. Because, at the end of the day, more games is fantastic for anyone, even though like I probably wouldn't play most of them, but options are always a good thing. So I'm cool with it.
I think when we're talking about Japanese games, we need to clarify that
That's
that
more than
just doesn't mean
JRPGs.
JRPGs.
Yeah,
There's a lot of like
Yeah.
something like Nihon. Like if that game was on Xbox, I would have snapped that up day one. Like I love those kind of.
What
Team
you mean?
Ninja.
Dark
I
Souls
love
kind of
those like hack and slash kind of games, like Ninja
Mm.
Gaiden. Like
Yeah.
that's the kind of Japanese games I want to see. Yeah, Ninja Gaiden. That's the kind of Japanese games I want to see. Those like hardcore hack and slash. Like I really like them. Like more like Dark Souls is good, but I like that like the old school ones, like where it's really
Who's
fast
running the
paced.
tap in the background?
I think Noof just took a dump, man.
I'm not touching anything.
That's what I thought it was.
I am not touching anything here.
No
Who's
chills.
Who's hit the sound effects? Oh, it's gone. Someone doesn't like the Japanese games, that's for sure.
He's like, flush this shit.
So I hope he made some good deals over there, and we get to see what he did in the future.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not too huge into the Japanese games, but I'm all for more types of games on the Xbox. I think it's just a good thing for everyone.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
for sure.
Yeah, I hear you, Matt. I'm
Yeah.
the same as well. We've got some pretty diverse games on our system anyway, but if they can bring some more in and that makes them money, then cool. I'm all for it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a market you can't ignore. I mean, that's the bottom line. It's still too big to ignore. And all it really needs, especially on the Xbox, all it needs is one game to be a runaway success. And that starts a new trend. And that's all it takes. And that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, there hasn't been that Japanese game, whether it's RPG or otherwise, that's sort of been that massive runaway success. Like on the Xbox, do you know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't even think they've had really any big runaway successes on PlayStation either. I mean, Final Fantasy is kind of a given. That game, I mean, is pretty much going to sell, 4 or 5 million copies pretty much out the gate because it has a big following. But for a new IP to break ground and to do really well, that is all it takes. One game to set the floodgates open and everybody goes, oh, okay, maybe they touched on something here that we follow.
Money can be made.
Yeah. I mean, because also, you look at Capcom. Capcom is a Japanese company, but they also have developers who are westernized, who are making some fantastic games like Dead Rising, for example, is made, I think, by a studio up here in Canada. And, so that's pretty cool to think that it's a Japanese company, but they have a Canadian studio that is making Dead Rising games. And, and you want to keep that relationship tight, right? So those products keep rolling out. And they obviously have a good relationship with Capcom, or Dead Rising wouldn't be an exclusive to that platform, right?
Yeah.
That's correct.
And a lot of these games, like these Japanese games, aren't like PlayStation, like marketing games or first party or stuff like that. Like
they're not Sony games.
They just put it on the PlayStation because they like to support like the home country and stuff like that. So maybe Phil just went over and said, hey, all these games that like Sony doesn't have marketing rights to, so you can put them on the Xbox as well. So maybe he did something like that.
Maybe he's gone over there too, promoting Play Anywhere and all the new initiatives, with the pass coming up, stuff like that. But it's good that he's doing it because they like you said, there's that golden nugget that comes along, and you need to be there to look at those games and take advantage of that. And they get a really good game like Niho, whatever, Keyhole, or whatever they call it. Sonic's in the chat there. Shout out to the chat, by the way.
Well, you got to be into it,
So they've got to be in it to win it. That's right. So good on him.
I think it's also in the Japanese developers' interest to develop for as many consoles as they can and to get their game out to as many gamers as they can, because the rising costs of development these days are they're just getting higher and higher and higher. So you need people to buy these things, otherwise you won't get sequels.
Absolutely, it's the same as a movie industry, man. Like the big blockbusters, they come out on thousands of screens, so they obviously get back some of the revenue. But the smaller stuff only comes out on hundreds of screens. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's the same deal.
Right.
Yeah.
The more people can play it, the better it is for everybody.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
for sure.
Get more fans.
Neo sucks. I was expecting a Ninja Gaiden game, and fuck's sakes, there's no Ninja Gaiden. It's more like a Dark Souls motherfucker. I hate that shit.
I want one so bad. That's like, other than Halo, it's probably my favorite original OG Xbox game. Like the original one on Xbox, I loved it so much.
Yeah, that was an awesome game.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I agree.
Cool. They were hard as well.
It was hard as.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I just can't stand games where you walk, you die, you walk, you die, you walk, you die, you walk, you die.
Those are my favorite games, Newf. You're killing me right now, bro. Come on.
No, it's all cool, man. If it floats your boat, by all means, but those games do nothing for me. I'm like, they look cool, and I want to play them so much, and then I watch videos, and I'm like, fuck that shit.
That's just going to piss me off.
I get pissed off just watching the videos of people getting pissed off. It's like, my God.
That's why I like watching She-Wolf play him, because she just like wants to break her controller, man. It's fantastic.
I wanted to pitch my controller yesterday because I was fighting some fucking fat ass beetle thing in Horizon Zero Dawn, and it just didn't want to fucking die. I was like, never fucking go down. My Christ. I thought I was putting arrows into the backside of fucking Rosie O'Donnell. It just didn't want to die.
Well, those controllers aren't that good anyway, so you can break it.
That's true.
No, I can't break them in case the wife's dildo fails. You know, they might come in. Oh my gosh, bro! Oh my gosh!
It's only got a 2-hour battery life, so I'm worried for your wife. So.
Yeah.
Hey, why does it look like there's a Smurf down below?
I'm worried for
There's a-
Newf, man.
There's a blue light.
If she
What's
needs one of
Doug's
those,
next
man,
question again?
is your big fella not working, Newf?
Oh, damn.
Oh, damn.
Dougie's getting a bit excited over you, actually.
He's wagging his tail.
His tongue's hanging out.
All right.
What's up next?
Well, we're moving
hot
off
in here.
dildos.
We got Jessie all fired up in the chat. She seemed to work.
Hey, it won't be long, with the way video games are going. There'll be dildo attachments. Don't worry
Hey,
about
I don't.
I think that's what the Switch was made for, just for that kind of shit.
Yeah, they're warming you up with the Cow Milker Pro and moving on from there. So.
And I guarantee those PlayStation controls, those things with a little light bulb on the end, they weren't used for gaming, that's for sure.
Yeah,
Those lights went out rather fast.
Why are they so hard to find? Because most of them never came down yet.
They're at the ER, they're all at the ER, man, down the hospital.
Yeah. Another PlayStation controller.
That definitely escalated quickly.
Oh, well, let's get some Dougie on. Let's go.
Yep, still.
Nintendo and retailers are reporting strong Switch sales in all regions. But once the newness wears off and everyone has played Zelda, will consumers be as desperate to get their hands on the first ever portable home console? It remains to be seen, but Nintendo's off to a hot start. What is the single most reason you think it's successful? Is it just innovation? Is it as simple as that?
If you choose
Holy
to accept the
fuck,
question,
Dougie.
this message was
These are the longest questions in the world.
Did anyone write that down or what?
By the way, I got to hand it to you guys for hiring Stephen Hawking to do your questions.
Yeah.
What's Red?
Regents. That's why I was like, where is this?
Yeah, Regents. I actually checked. Yeah, I checked with Dougie before the show. He doesn't. Yeah, but that didn't work. Obviously, it's spelled correctly. It's spelled correct. Anyway,
Sure, mate. Yeah, sure, mate.
he's just retarded every now and again. I shouldn't say that.
He's excited.
He's excited. Yeah, you guys got him excited. So.
So what do you reckon, Newf? Since you're the one who bought the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, well,
I've got it. Well, I've got it, and GKB's got one. So I'll let GKB take it over first because he did a review on it, did a great job, and GKB, take it away.
All right. So the question was, with the sales and all that kind of stuff, like what we think about it.
Well, why is it doing so well? They reckon it's doing well. Is it doing well? And why?
Will it continue to do well as well?
Yeah, I think that's the overarching question from everyone is is it going to have legs or not? I think mostly it's doing well because I think everybody wants Nintendo to succeed. And I think the poor sales and people really just didn't like the Wii U that much. So any kind of new hardware and stuff from Nintendo, usually gets the gaming industry and gamers excited, especially with the potential of new games like Zelda and Mario and maybe a Metroid, Smash Bros, all that kind of stuff. Like that really gets the base going and stuff like that. And I think overall, the Switch, I think is a really good console. It's a really good concept, portable type kind of tablet thingy. I really didn't like the Joy-Cons that much. I think the Pro Controller is where it's at. If you have one, you definitely got to get a Pro Controller because it just wakens up the system a lot. I think it's going to appeal to a lot of people. That travel and kids and all that kind of stuff. When you go on trips, they can sit there and play it. I think it has a lot of appeal. I've said this before, and I don't think the Switch initially. If I wasn't doing YouTube and stuff, I probably wouldn't have bought it because there just really isn't that much out there that's supporting it right now.
Yeah.
This is definitely a holiday, console launch that they should have done because they would have just so much. And me, for a Nintendo console coming out, I'm always I need a Mario game with it. Zelda's great, but Mario's where it's at for me. And that just didn't happen. I got to wait for that. So,
and that was the problem with the Wii U.
Yeah,
especially
exactly.
at launch. Just didn't have
Yeah,
that,
exactly. They
that
just didn't
killer
have it.
game.
Yeah. But I mean, they made it happen with Zelda, so that's good, and I think that's helping the things. But I don't know, man. Like, it's going to be interesting. I think E3 is going to be really interesting for Nintendo if they come out and show like a lot of fan favorites, like I was saying, like Metroid and Smash Bros. And all that kind of stuff. You know, I think that's going to get a lot of people hyped and
Those will be
enthused about it.
massive.
Yeah, and I think
definitely, yeah.
it's just going to continue to sell at that point. But, yeah, so I don't know. We'll have to see.
Well, I'll personally say I think if Nintendo had left this as a standalone console only, I don't know where they'd be with this right now. I think the whole portability factor, and because they've been very strong in that market, is one of the key factors and why this is doing well. Because, you know, to be able to basically seamlessly take this system out of the dock, play Zelda wherever you want to play it, and it still looks pretty damn awesome on that little screen, despite, you know, some of the tech people out there just constantly bashing it for its lack of tech. It's a sweet little system. It works well. It does what it needs to do. I can tell you that when the Joy-Cons are put into the actual grip that it comes with, it's pretty good. Like, that feels pretty awesome. That's how I've been playing my games before. I didn't get the Pro Controller yet, but I will definitely say, like, that is not bad at all, and it works pretty well. And also, I think a lot of Nintendo fans have spent the last 3 or 4 years, I'd say, safe to say, being very disappointed and let down with the Wii U. And that had a lot of great software as well, but somehow it felt lacking. It felt like that system never lived up to its potential. I think this one has a chance to fill that void. And the key is, like GKB said, it's going to how they deal with this E3 and where they carry on beyond that. A year and a half in is the true testament of this console, because a lot of us are like, you know, yeah, it's got Zelda, it's going to have Mario, but after that, like, are they going to get the third parties on board? How well will they carry this through? Because if they're going to give up on it and they're just going to be it's just going to be a first party machine, it's still going to be successful. I think it's going to outsell the Wii U handily, but that doesn't take much. I think Wii U only sold like
problems again.
But yeah, they're back in square one, and maybe for Nintendo, they're okay with that. They seem to be quite okay with being the second fiddle, and I think they realize that they won't be the primary console in most people's homes, but they'll damn well be a secondary, and a lot of people will pick it up. So I don't know, man. It stands the test of time. But I think
Nintendo too, man. Like, out of all three of the companies, I think they're the ones that understand their base like absolutely perfectly. Like, they understand that a lot of them play 3DS and all that kind of stuff. So that's what they kind of tailored, you know, the Switch to, is kind of portable, but you can still play it at home, you know. And if they could pull a lot of the 3DS games and have them like ported over, or, you know, make a new sequels to that are going to be playable on the Switch, I think that's going to, you know, invigorate. But I do agree, like, third party is going to be where it's at for the Switch. And after a year or two, if they still don't have it, I still think it's going to sell well, but it's not going to be the monster it could be. So,
how much do you reckon it will sell?
Yeah.
How much I reckon it will sell?
Lifetime sales.
I think it's going to beat the Wii U for sure. It won't hit Wii numbers.
Definitely I reckon maybe between 30 and 40 million. If it like,
that's fine.
If it
continuously
kind of
gets if it gets the games,
if
they can put out
titles.
If they can put out their kind of AA games, and then maybe like 2 or 3 AAA games a year, I reckon it'll sell over 30 million. But I don't reckon, unless it's like something crazy happens and it becomes like, I don't think it'll do any more than.
Well, that's the thing. Like, the next few months
million.
too, like leading up into E3, is like, if they're winning NPD is like month after month after month. Like, I mean, and if they're winning NPDs just based off the Switch alone with no games, I couldn't even imagine when games start hitting this console. Like, what is it going to do? Like,
that would be huge.
But the thing is, guys, it's not just sales either that are a problem for companies and third parties. It's the fact that Nintendo, because they choose to buck the trend hardware wise, and I don't mean buck the trend with a more powerful console, they go back. It makes it really tough for devs, because they can't exactly just go and do a straight up port to that system. They have to invest in another team that has to downscale or fucking basically build a game from scratch to run on Nintendo's hardware. And this is the other problem.
That's right.
Like Xbox and PlayStation, their architecture has a lot of similarities, which makes it a little bit easier at the end of the day, and it doesn't cost them a lot more development dollars. Because look at the Wii. The Wii, for example, that had great sales. I mean, that shit was off the charts. But you know what? After a year or two, all we saw was fucking third-party shovelware. It was just absolute garbage games that we should have been buying for $10, not for 60. And it was all because a lot of developers, after they saw, like, if Call of Duty doesn't do good numbers on a Wii console, you don't stand much chance of selling anything else, to be honest with you. You might do $1.5 million, and that might be something like Madden or something like that. But like, those numbers aren't going to drive third-party like stockholders to the fucking roof. They're going to be like, wow, like they got 40 million consoles and we can't even get 2 million sales. That's not good.
Yeah.
Well, how they can, like, you know, help with the whole porting over of games and stuff. Like, you see it with like the PC, where, you know, the main teams like build the game for the consoles and stuff, and then they throw it to another development team that are just basically like do the PC ports and other kind of stuff like that. And you'll probably see that a lot with the Switch too, where, you know, EA is going to make all these games, but they'll probably throw it to somebody else to downgrade it or whatever to make a playable version on the Switch. I don't know if, you know, that's going to happen or not, but I could definitely see like a subsect of developers just doing that kind of stuff. That's going to be making money for them all around. So
I see a lot of tablet manufacturers making games, like because it's made on a Tegra, right? So anybody that's making games currently on that sort of that Tegra chipset, that CPU chipset, or technology is very similar, which would probably be a lot of like subpar tablets on the market right now, or certain tablets. I would imagine it's comparable. So I see a lot of that stuff, a lot of that, I guess what we call like the indie title games. Like, I think we'll see a fair share of those, something that's a little easier, but I don't know about the big third party titles after a while.
I think it's pretty much already guaranteed that we're not going to see any graphically demanding games on the Switch. Just like any of those big AAA games, you're just not.
But that could be the advantage too for them, because it doesn't take them as long to make games, so they can spit out more games. And I reckon you're right, man. I reckon E3 they're going to come out with a few fucking big hits as far as games go, and just and put it away.
I think they need to.
They're still doing a Nintendo Direct, are they? They're not going to be live at E3, are they?
I think they're going to be there, actually.
Really?
From what I hear. Yeah, I think they're having like a booth and everything, so I don't know. We'll see.
I'll be interested to see how the Switch holds up after, say, 2 or 3 years on the market. Once we have, say, Scorpio, 4K. People have a lot more 4K TVs, 4K games. I mean, does it still have that tools to get people to buy it in a few years'
I think
time?
it's the whole portability factor, like Newf and I have been saying, man. I think that's the big draw to it is, 4K and everything's fantastic, but when you're at work, you can't play that shit. Like,
I think that's it. If it was just a home console at that power, it'd be dead.
But then will they still have a 3DS successor as well?
I don't know.
How does that fit into it all?
They said they are.
I'm thinking I think they will. They'll do another 3DS or like whatever that is going to be, but they'll do another kind of portable.
So popular.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd love Microsoft or Xbox to make some sort of Switch style portable console. I know they've got Play Anywhere and stuff, but I'd love to be able to take my Xbox out of my this portable Xbox, take it with me and play campaigns and stuff. And I mean, I wish Microsoft or Xbox.
You can buy a games case. That's about as close as you're gonna get right now. Those things are pretty awesome.
That is.
Not exactly portable, but you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's I sort of move around, but yeah.
I have no use for a portable console, but if they release one, I'd buy it. The thought of it sounds great.
I was gonna say the games case is not very portable unless you got an ass pocket the size of Boogie's.
Jez was playing. Jez had a video. He was playing. He tried to play Halo Wars 2 on his Surface Pro, but that didn't work. What game was he playing? He was playing a pretty demanding game on his Surface Pro, and it was working. Play anywhere.
Path of Exile, maybe?
No, it was Forza Horizon 3. He was playing that on his Surface Pro, man, and he said it was working fine. He's got a video on Windows Central website. But Halo Wars 2, because of all the AI on the screen and shit, that wasn't working. That was dropping to like 10 frames a second. But I mean, Microsoft already got it, man. They're working on it. It's a work in progress. You'll be able to use your phone and your laptop or whatever to play your games.
To me, that doesn't cut it. You need something small, portable, take it with you, stick it in a little bag, not like a laptop with a controller.
Your phone, man.
It'll be a tablet. I can see down the line. Down the line, it'll be once tablets are powerful enough. Yeah, they're pretty powerful already. But once they're say like an Xbox One kind of powerful,
the new Windows phone.
You'll just do that. Play anywhere. Take your controller with your tablet and just play games.
The new Windows phone is 2 screens, man. You fold it out.
All Microsoft needs to do right now is make a system like the PlayStation Vita and have it compatible with all the 360 software, and boom, there you go, man.
That'd be
I don't know,
fantastic.
I think Microsoft just needs to stay the course, man. I think they got still some issues to, rectify and get games, man. That's really what it is. Like when they come to E3, we know the hardware is going to be there, the power is going to be there, all that kind of stuff. None of that means a fucking thing until we get goddamn games on that console. Like that's what we need.
Yeah.
I wonder
That
what
will
surprises
shut
they've
everyone
got
up.
for us.
Yeah,
I mean, to see what they got for us at E3.
Absolutely.
I said this last week. Every Xbox person is just like, hurry up, E3. We just want to see what they have.
3 months away, man.
And them games have got to look good as a pair of shiny double D titties, man. They have got
to. I'll be happy with that.
And as big. Yeah.
Go big or go home, because if your show's gonna sag like fucking grandma fucking Patsy.
Speaking of Scorpio, what do you guys reckon it's going to be called?
Ooh, I don't know.
This is a hot topic at the moment.
I say Xbox One
Xbox.
S. I say Xbox One Ultra.
That's a good name. That's one of the better names.
We've got tampons over here that are called Ultra, man. Like,
Yeah, same thing.
I don't really like it. But I like the U. I like the Xbox One U, but
what about the Ultimate?
Wii U.
Xbox One Ultimate.
I like the Mega.
Yeah.
What about the Mega?
Xbox Mega.
I reckon they should just buck the trend and just call it Xbox One Scorpio or Xbox Scorpio, and just use the project name because everyone loves the everyone loves the Scorpio name.
Yeah.
I mean, they won't keep that. I don't think they'll keep that.
I don't know, but I'd love it if they did. I reckon it just
same.
Everyone loves it.
Like I said this on the console corner too, is like we were asked this question, and I'm just like, well, if you look at the OG Xbox when it came out, it was like the most powerful console at that point. I mean, it wasn't well known or anything like that, and that's the same with kind of the Scorpio is going to be. And I just wanted to go back to its roots just for this console and just be like, yo, here it is. It's just the Xbox. Just like we don't need to have this fancy name for it. We already know it's gonna fucking make your eyes bleed and all that kind of stuff. Like, that's just me though.
Just the Xbox. Phil drops the mic, walks off stage.
Yep.
Well, I had an argument on Twitter. Everyone's saying it's going to be called the Xbox One because of the packaging on the games.
Yeah, the family.
Well.
I've
got Xbox One on them. It's going to confuse people, but I don't agree. I reckon they could get rid of the one. I reckon they should get rid of the one and distance themselves a little bit from it.
Yeah, they should drop. I reckon they should drop the one
and change the packaging on the games coming out after it's announced. Maybe have a different color and. I don't know, just
a different shade of green or something.
Yeah, and just have Xbox One / Scorpio / Windows 10 if it's a Play Anywhere title on the top there.
It just says Xbox.
It says
I think that's like
one.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing that like Microsoft has to do right now is just the messaging and getting this thing out there and explaining to people, how everything is going to work. Because us hardcore, we know all this stuff. We know it's going to be fine. We know the game's going to play on my Xbox One S and it's going to play in the Scorpio just fine. Nobody, but the casuals and all that stuff that really aren't part of the ecosystem and part of, the whole Xbox thing. They don't know. Like, how are they going to explain it to them? And I think that's really, really important. And price point. Like, I think that's another one. That's really big.
And I hope that every guy that gets up on this stage for, especially presenting for Scorpio, walks up there with some fucking piss and vinegar and some swagger, because you don't want them to walk out there like Sean Layton did last year for PlayStation. You look like a lost fucking raccoon. Like he just, have you noticed like last year the PlayStation guys did not look confident in their products at all? They got up there and they all looked like a bunch of scared people. It was like, what the fuck is this?
His shirt was probably cutting off the blood circulation to his head.
Well, I think they were a little bit disenchanted with the whole Scorpio thing, weren't they? They were just like, holy fuck, we can't release a Pro anymore. They're all hyped to release a Pro and they didn't. And I think Xbox rained on their parade. So. Cool. So I reckon I've gone with mine. It's a pretty hard thing to think of, man. Xbox Overdrive for Sunset Overdrive. So there you go.
Xbox One Overkill.
Xbox the Chief.
Like what about Newf like Xbox Double D?
Triple X.
Triple X.
The triple Xbox.
Yeah.
Triple Xbox. Oh, Jesus.
I do think the Scorpio logo will be, the little M will be somewhere on that console.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah.
Ooh.
You're right.
Is
Yeah,
that
yeah.
copyright
In the plastic.
laws with Apple there or something?
Possibly, I don't know, somewhere. I don't know. There'll be some M there somewhere.
That'd be
Well,
kind of
if it went with the Scorpio name, just those pictures of scorpions and stuff everywhere would be like really recognizable, I reckon.
What about the Xbox M, for Mega? Xbox M.
Xbox M, yeah, Mega, yeah, sounds good. I wouldn't complain. Xbox Nuke.
The Nuke. Oh,
The
no.
Nuke.
The Japanese won't like that, man. Bit of bad
Good
blood
point.
there.
Good point.
So,
That was Atom. That was Atom Bomb, wasn't it?
they got nuked.
The
Anyway.
Xbox One Fusion.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Alrighty. We'll go to the next question.
Bring it, Doug.
Xbox Big Dick.
Here's the top 5 selling games across all platforms in Australia from the 27th of February to the 5th of March. Taking out first places, Horizon Zero Dawn. Second, The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild. Third, 1, 2, Switch. Previously number 1 but now in 4th place, For Honor. And coming in 5th, GTA 5.
I like
I
the
feel
first
like
places.
Man,
Grand
That's
Theft Auto
really
is a
hard.
beast.
it is holding its own.
Grand Theft
fucking
Auto
Incredible.
is crazy, man. That actually, Xbox, that came third on Xbox, and third on PlayStation and 4th on Xbox in Australia. So
Is someone taking a bath?
That's GTA does not want to die, does it? Like, that fucking game has got legs.
It must be that every person who buys like an Xbox or PlayStation buys GTA. This must
That's
be
just
that.
incredible staying power. Just
Yeah,
always
it's
But
crazy.
I read an article the other day that For Honor on PC has been like a 50% drop off over the last few weeks in like concurrent players and stuff. So
Yeah, it's a
Oh,
big
really?
drop.
Oh.
What's embarrassing is 1-2 switches in that fucking top 5. That's embarrassing. Like,
Yeah, that's
That
a
tells
packing game.
in
that tells you
Australia.
that no launch lineup. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, no, it's true. They had two
That
in the
should
top
that should have been an indie
5,
box.
isn't
That
it,
should have been a demo.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
that's
should-
right. Yeah.
They're charging like $60 American for that game. Is that right?
Yeah,
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 60
something like
bucks
that's
here.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not worth that.
Is that why
No.
people are buying that fucking system for that game? Seriously, I mean they probably are. And even you look at GTA, man, that the casuals snap that game up. They love that game.
Who
You
doesn't
talk-
own Grand Theft Auto yet? That's still buying it to get it in the top 5.
Dude, that's what I keep
That's
wondering, man.
4
Man.
years later.
I can go talk to the Hutterites next door and go milk their fucking cows for free.
I can't believe that one, man.
They might pay you.
Yeah.
That's the funniest thing I've seen. Yeah.
So yeah, Halo Wars 2 got kicked out of the top 5. We knew that was going to happen.
I'm
were
not
second last
surprised at that list, except like 1-2 Switch. I don't know
Really?
who's
Yeah.
buying that.
week. Same in New
Yeah.
Zealand. 1-2 Switch did pretty well over there.
That should've
Not
came
as
with a
well.
console, man.
I'm still waiting for the GKB She-Wolf 1-2 Switch video.
I don't got it, bro. I was like, I am not getting this shit.
She-Wolf
I mean, if
doesn't
it was
wanna
like
milk
20
cows?
bucks, well, if it's like 20 bucks or something, I would definitely get it. I'd do videos of like milking cows all day long, man. I wouldn't care, but I just can't spend like 60 or 50 bucks on
It
that
should
shit.
be in the box.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Lots of
You might
experience,
attract a
JKB.
different audience there, GKB.
I mean, you wouldn't have to do much different, GK. I'll get She-Wolf to do
Just
it.
business as usual.
And the best part
Wouldn't that be
is
awkward? We're like looking at each other and we're both like fucking doing that thing. It'd be like, I don't know, we should be doing this right now.
I was just gonna say, like, behind the console corner desk that you have, and you and She-Wolf are kind of like look like you're naked from the top down.
Yeah,
And all you can see is like the hands just going up
just
and
going
down.
up and down.
But it's like, oh, it's all right, guys. Let's playing some 1-2 Switch.
Bit of piano music in the background.
Bit of Barry White, man.
Start doing a helicopter.
The helicopter. That's funny. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
Once
You should get that one snipper clips then.
I thought about that, man. That actually looks pretty fun. It's kind of like
When is Arms out yet? When's Arms coming out?
I want to say it's
It's
like
in
next
May,
month.
isn't it?
Arms.
Yeah.
What the hell are
April.
these games?
It's a
names?
boxing
April, May,
game, isn't it?
around there.
What's
Called
called
yes,
Arms,
take
isn't it? That's what it's called. isn't it?
Arms, yeah, arms.
Yeah, they went to Captain Obvious and found all the names for their games. It's like,
Yeah.
it's Arms.
So they went to like a grade school or a primary school to pick the names, the kids.
Yeah.
What do we call this one? Well, it's got.
We already know what the sequel's going to be called. It's going to be called Legs.
Well, it depends if Arms has legs, and then they'll call it legs.
Yeah.
Oh,
That would be the third game, Arms and Legs. Remastered edition.
I'm looking for the torso, man.
Torso, man.
That's DLC, man. That's DLC.
DLC. Oh Jesus! So yeah, can't remember what the fucking question was. Oh no, there was no
just
question.
the top five. Yeah.
Top
It
five.
was a top
Top
five.
five.
There we go.
I love those
Alrighty.
top fives, man. We should do more top five.
And take your
There's
mind
one
to the gutter.
every
I
week,
did
man.
say snipper clips, not
Yeah.
snipper clits.
Oh my god.
Jesus, I could think of
Holy.
a few things to say there, but I'm not gonna.
I think Newf fits in well with the Australians.
He does.
Yeah, it does, man. So funny. Holy shit.
Shout out to the chat too. They're saying some funny stuff in there too. I can't keep up with the fucking podcast alone in the chat, but yeah, thanks guys. So,
No.
okay, all right, we'll move on to the next one.
Yeah, what's Dougie got?
Pick one game you don't put much time into, even though you really want to play it.
All of them.
Yeah.
That's true.
1-2 switch.
You can only pick one.
Legs.
Legs.
Legs, yeah.
I'd probably say because it was released at the worst time ever was Titanfall 2. I love that game, but I just don't have time to play it. There's too many other stuff to play. So
Absolutely.
that's my one, Titanfall 2. It sort
Titanfall
of fell
2.
by the wayside a little
Nice.
bit, and it's a good game. Just
Just gets lost in the backlog.
got lost, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
it should have been released around about now. Would have been a perfect time to release that game.
Yeah.
But it didn't happen. So,
What about you, Max?
I'll say Elder Scrolls Online. I've played quite a bit of it since its release, but there's just so much to that game, and I could just play it so often. But you've got to invest a lot of time into it. But I really, really enjoy that game. It's great, really, really good, and just keeps getting better and better and better with each DLC and expansion they release. It's just a great game.
Yep, cool. Who's next, Smiley?
Maybe The Witcher 3.
Oh, yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
that's
I'll
pretty
probably put
cheap
about-
now, isn't it?
I'd probably put that. Is the games we played and didn't put enough time into, or games we wish we played?
Games that you got that you just don't play. You want to play more, but you don't for whatever reason.
Yeah, that's probably Witcher 3. I put about 80 hours into it, and then I think something else came out, and this is too hard to go back to.
Amazing game.
Yeah.
I'm elite. I'm going to say Elite Dangerous. Bit of a boring game, but I've just
Oh, jeez, yeah.
it's
same
so
here.
time consuming that game. But I'd
Yeah.
like to play it more, and yeah, that's my game. What about you, GKB?
Man, me's been, just the RPGs, like the big RPGs, like Final Fantasy, Witcher. I put a ton of time in Witcher, but I feel like I don't get anywhere in that game. And I feel bad. Like Fox got us Final Fantasy, and I just haven't had time to play it. Hopefully this summer, like when everything starts slowing down a bit, I plan on getting through a lot of my backlog. So that's kind of where I'm at right now.
And
Cool.
Youth.
I'm much with the same as a couple of you guys. The Witcher 3. I'm nowhere in that game yet. I keep wanting to play more of it, but I just never seem to find the time. And then when you come back to it, it's one of those games where you feel like you've forgotten everything, and you have to kind of start all over in a sense, because you got to relearn the controls and got to figure out where the hell you are in the story. And another good game that I bought probably about a year ago or so that I thought was really good, but I never got to play it much yet, has been Mad Max. Fantastic game that I still haven't beaten yet. So.
Yeah, cool. Oh,
Yeah, I never got that.
cue the crickets.
Yeah, crickets are awesome.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I'm about to fall asleep. This sounds so soothing right now.
They're a regular on the
It
show.
does that. It does that.
They're a regular.
It's a cure for youth, not euthanasia for cure for.
I don't think there's a cure for euthanasia. So.
Oh
Yes.
no, there's not. It is the cure.
It's called Will to Live.
God, we're covering all the big topics tonight. So.
I thought
sorry,
the show was
but
about
I
games.
think
What happened to
It's
that?
been about a lot about
Dildos.
porn and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, dildos.
Well, I'm
helicopters.
sorry. Have they figured out how to fix your lobotomy yet?
Yeah. Nintendo's a bit of a wank, so we. So we got through everyone, didn't we?
I think so. Yeah.
We've got a couple more. Because I know these guys are going to get to work. It's Monday morning in about 10 minutes.
It is. Yes.
On Monday morning, 10 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah.
For them, it is.
Yeah. No,
Rest
How's the
is
future,
another
guy?
Sunday morning.
yeah, we're in the future, and Scorpio does really well.
Nice. That's what I want to hear.
Everything's 4K 60.
Yeah.
It was true.
It was true.
It was true, yeah.
Half the poses
Yeah.
disappeared.
I wonder how many of those side-by-side comparison videos I want to run now when Scorpio drops.
They'll be doing with PC, I think.
Yeah,
Blackwood
they
called it.
will.
They'll go against PC.
Yeah, they'll
with
go
like,
yeah.
like $3,000 rigs or something. They go, well, it's not as good as this $3,000 rig over here. Well, that's what they'll do.
Yeah, they'll do that, and they'll be
Scorpio
like,
versus PC. Yeah.
and the PS4 Pro is still the best one to play.
Yeah.
Yeah. For the most stable experience, you want to play it on the Pro. Yeah. It's gonna be
Each
funny.
week we will pick an idea from the website, xboxuservoice.com. This episode's idea of the week is Xbox club merging. Allow owners of similar clubs to merge. What do you think of this suggestion? Yeah or no?
Ah,
Yes.
yeah. So yeah, there's that website. Yeah.
Yes or no? Yes.
Yeah, that's what you're gonna say. That's a quick take, this one. Yeah,
This is
Dougie.
massive.
Well, I just thought, there's that website, ideas where people can put their ideas forward to Microsoft, and I was going through there. So there's some pretty good ideas in there. So this is one that I've seen, merging clubs, and it's a simple yes or no. I'm going to say yes.
Yeah, why not, man? More the merrier.
Yeah.
No, you can be. I don't know if you understood the question.
Like a
but-
swingers club, man.
Gee, stop taking loose material. All right.
Yeah, he's rubbing off on
Yeah.
it, literally.
Well, that's with Bar Boys. All right. That's
I am
bad.
rubbing nothing right now at 6:54 in the morning. I'm sorry. My eyes, maybe.
No morning glory there for Newf.
You're gonna have to put like an R18 warning on this podcast or something.
I think so, yeah.
Really? Shit.
He's like, shit.
My mum listens to this podcast.
Oh my god.
Oh, God.
She's
She's not listening to it anymore.
We'll get back to the topic. I reckon being able to merge clubs is a good idea.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I
there's
think
a lot
so
of
too, yeah.
a lot of clubs in there. If you go through, and there's like clubs with like 2 people in them and stuff.
Big clubs, big clubs.
Yeah. Shout out to my club, got 280 something people in it, which is pales in comparison to some of the others. But yeah, Aussie Xbox Australia, and we also what console?
yeah, you got Australia twice in there, do you? Aussie Xbox Australia.
Yeah, no,
That's how Australian it is.
I did, man. It
That's
was
awesome.
a tactical move. It was a tactical move because when people search Aussie, they find it, and they search Australia, they find it. So
I like that. That's awesome.
it's at the top of the list. Hey, I got 280 people, Smiley. Don't bag it out, mate. I got a horde of people that'll come after you. So,
But do you guys use the group, like the club thing much? Like, do you visit the clubs much?
nah, it's
I
totally,
haven't used it much.
totally useless,
No.
man.
Well, honestly, I'm in about 6 clubs, and I don't think I've ever been to. I mean, I may have checked out Console Corner and TXR's one, but that's about it, I think. And the Aussie
Man, tournaments are coming up soon, Bart, and then I think that's when they'll get used a little bit more.
Yeah, they'll start getting a little more
Arena.
vibrant.
Yeah, they need to bring out Arena already. They announced that at like E3. Jesus
yeah,
Christ.
they should have.
How does that work? How does that work with the clubs?
You can create tournaments within the club.
Yeah, you can create tournaments and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like within the members and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's got to be done within the club. I'm pretty sure. I'm not 100%, but you can do it within your club, or you can do a public one. Or
have a ranking system and who's the best.
Leaderboard.
Leaderboard.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, very good idea.
Well, any first. Yeah.
I was just saying, at the moment, you can, with the clubs, you can start a party chat in your club, and you don't have to be friends with people, and they can join. And we've actually done it with Gears of War, where we've started a private room and started a chat in the Gears of War club, which has got like 20,000 members, and people just jumping randomly into the chat and jumping into the room. So it does work in the big clubs, in the really big clubs it works. But if you've only got like 280 members or whatever, not a lot goes on. So people just posting videos and
yeah, that's what I found. A lot of the clubs are just pretty dormant. I mean, I think it's a good idea, but I don't know. Like, I haven't fully utilized the club aspect of the Xbox yet. Let me tell you.
Yeah. I mean, the clubs have to have, like, you know, members that run it that are like really active in there to like keep it vibrant and stuff like that. And there just really isn't a whole lot of tools besides, you know, going in and saying, "Hey guys, what you playing?" or maybe the looking for group kind of stuff. But other than that, there's just really nothing in there to keep it like alive. My question is like, why I guess why would you want to merge clubs would be the question. Like, I don't know. I think it's cool. Yeah, why not? Go ahead and go for it. But I mean, the whole point of like people making a club was to like have, you know, a group of people that they were cool with and whatever and do kind of stuff with. So I don't know.
It was similar clubs, like the guy said on the website. He said similar clubs. They both got two clubs. You know, it might be old guys who stay up late and listen to podcasts. You know, and they can both join. Whatever.
Was that?
was that you? Early morning.
Killing a raccoon.
Guts.
I think one of the crickets died, man.
Oh my god.
Might have been Stick.
No, it wasn't me, man. I was talking.
No,
oh man, that's the worst thing about. I'm gonna have to go back and analyze the fucking tape. I'll find out.
It was Nuke.
Nuke the place.
Guilty.
Well, on that note, maybe we should wrap it up. What do you reckon, guys?
I'm having too much fun, man. We go for another hour.
Oh, I can keep going, man.
Yeah, I'm having a blast, man.
Does Dougie have any more questions?
Yeah, he does. I just worry, you know, you guys got work tomorrow and shit. I don't want to. Some of these questions go longer than the podcast. But...
Fox is having a good time. Lady Foxfire is having fun in the chat. She's laughing.
I did send her an invite, but she obviously didn't get it. I was trying to get her in here, but anyway. Check his Twitter.
There'll be plenty of,
Check your Twitter.
Well, hey, we could. Who wants to do the 4-hour podcast?
No one wants to do a 4-hour podcast.
We'll swap Lady out for Smiley, obviously. Alrighty.
Oh, no.
Newf admits it.
I don't even have a straight face right now.
Keep talking.
We got Bam Bam in the chat too, by the way.
Oh my gosh. What's up, Bam Bam? What's up, everybody in the chat? You guys have been awesome. It's been super early for me, but these guys have been up forever, so thank you for rocking out with us.
Yeah, thanks to everybody in the chat.
Kudos.
Oh, Doug's back.
With Phil, Mike and other Xbox staff members openly engaging with the Xbox community on Twitter, do you think these interactions have any influence on the decisions made on the Xbox's future direction?
Yeah, speaking of the chat, there you go. Obviously, yeah, Microsoft are always talking to everyone in Twitter. Do we influence their decisions in the boardroom with some of our ideas and pestering stuff?
Yeah.
I definitely think some. They probably look at our ideas, I reckon.
Yeah. I think.
Yeah, I mean, they come out and say all the time, like, we're definitely listening to the fans, and a lot of what they do, is in regards to that. I think they've even said like they have one of the most vocal fan base, ever out there, and they do, because like when they do shit wrong, we fucking let them know for sure. And I think that's really good, because for me, like being a fan of Xbox, I want a company that like is listening to us, and of course they're not going to do every idea, but the one that gets the majority, they try and implement it or do some really good things with it. So I think that's good all the way around for all of us.
Yeah. I reckon it's two-way street too, man. Like I reckon Phil uses Twitter for marketing reasons as well, in a way, but also he gets ideas, and gets a feel for what the people are feeling out there, because the hardcore sort of represent the casuals in a way. Where just the Twitter community probably a little bit more vocal and stuff, but the casuals are probably thinking the same thing. They just don't know it.
I think some people think that things can get implemented a little bit too quickly than what they actually can. So it comes across sometimes like Microsoft's not doing anything where they actually are. It just takes time.
Yeah, it takes time. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So, I think they use Twitter as a bit of a similar to those. I know there's Xbox sites where they get ideas. They use Twitter as another avenue, like another window for that opportunity to find out stuff as well. If you know what I mean.
Yeah. Gauge reactions.
Yeah. They can actually talk to people. Yeah.
So Mike today asked everyone on Twitter, should I stream Zelda on Beam? And surprisingly, I was just looking through all the comments of that. He was getting that many people telling him to do it. Yeah, do it, man. Who gives a fuck about the fanboys and all this sort of stuff?
Yeah, I'm sure a few select people really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
I don't know, your video might get taken down, but Nintendo, they're fucking just like copyright people all over the place here.
Really? It's almost promoting their product. The guy who works at Microsoft.
Yeah, well, Boogie was complaining about that earlier the week on one of his podcasts, and saying something about Angry Joe on one of his. They like were blacklisting certain things, like copyright shit. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, well, why wouldn't he play one of his own games? That's what I want to say.
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't he stream one of his own games instead of? I know he likes Zelda and he is a gamer, but like. It's a really weird subject, because I was thinking about going, should you be streaming Beam? I don't know, maybe you should ask your boss. Maybe go, but like how much influence does he really have over sales? Like, because Mike's streaming Beam is 50,000 people going to go out and buy a Nintendo. Like, I don't think so. So, but yeah,
maybe that is pushing Beam as well. You got to think about that as well.
Yeah,
it could be. Yeah.
Who's doing the podcast from the bathroom?
Who said that? You having a bath, man?
Like, he's having a bath.
No, I haven't been to the bathroom yet, but I might need to go. Apparently,
you're from Canada, man. You've probably got one of those old-fashioned little tub things. I mean, you have a stick, a stick with a rag on.
Are you hiding from your wife in the toilet or something? Like, what's going on here?
I sorry, man. I just still haven't figured out the plumbing in this igloo yet. Sorry.
Don't follow the yellow snow.
Apparently, pissing on the walls dilutes them, or
You can write your name and it'll be yellow.
Oh my god.
Well, I think it's good that they respond to people on Twitter. That's what I really like. Like, they respond to their fans and stuff. So,
especially if they take the ideas and implement them.
You can imagine it, like, around the boardroom. They're like, anyway, what's on the agenda for today? Well, Smiley Police on Twitter said, we should
where's Ninja Garden? That's what I said.
Where's Ninja Garden?
Yeah, where's Ninja Garden? There's a game out, Ninja Garden. Who knows about it?
Yeah, the same people that make fucking that Garden Warfare game will make Ninja Garden now. That'll be a game.
That was funny. That was Smiley. That was Smiley talking about Ninja Gaiden, and he said garden. That's how
I said Ninja Garden, and it sounded like garden. So on the podcast, so it's a bit of a running joke.
Wait, it just happened again, man. He just said garden twice. I swear to God.
I'm just going to call it Ninja Garden.
There's
we all
something
know
wrong
what
with
we're talking
phone,
about,
man. Your phone's caught the, Dougie's disease. Alrighty. Well, that's cool, man. We just hit our record high viewers. I just dropped
17.
We had 18.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
Someone mentioned Nintendo and Foxfire left. But yeah,
Don't worry,
17,
Phil and Mike's
so
going to come in.
Phil and Mike.
Yeah, Phil.
Actually, who's that on my phone? No, false alarm.
Hang on, I'll just invite him right now. Hold on.
Yeah, get him in here.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's been.
Funny,
Well, I think I'm out of Dougie questions. Dougie's got out there eating crickets or something because I haven't heard him tonight. So.
No, they're being quiet about
synthesizer is broken. Will you be returning next week?
But it's been heaps of fun. I just want to thank GKB and Newf for coming on.
Absolutely.
It's
been a blast.
Thanks heaps, guys.
Yeah,
It's been great.
Thanks for the last Newf.
Thanks for having me on, guys. Something tells me I may have ruined my return chances.
No, man, you're in for the next 6 weeks.
I'm considering paying you next time.
You might be worried. For the next Xbox Nation, if he hears all this going on.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, we don't claim to be the most professional podcast out there. That's for sure.
Hey, it was a new first tonight. First time I actually dropped the nuke on a live show. How about that?
Yeah, we feel privileged.
Jesus Christ. And thanks to GKB for the sensible responses.
Yeah.
He held it all together for us.
Oh my gosh. That's hilarious. I appreciate it, guys. It was a good time, man. I had a bunch of laughs, and I just enjoyed doing this stuff. So
Yeah,
much appreciated.
Well, you're welcome back anytime, boys.
We'll see you next
Absolutely.
week, guys.
Yeah, definitely. See you tomorrow night.
It'll be a couple of hours earlier next week, though. So
That's funny.
Too easy. And yeah, thanks everyone in the chat. Thanks Smiley, Max, and Mega for coming back, and Dougie, of course.
Yep. Thanks everyone for watching.
It's
been good.
Someone flush it. All right, guys. Catch us next. We won't have a show next week. We're going to go the following Tuesday because we had the show tonight. So we had two in the same week. So next Tuesday, it looks like we've got
nice.
Timodos, but not confirmed. But
the man with the beard.
And we've got a very special guest after Timodos. Not that there's anything wrong with Timodos. The following week, so extra special. It's not Phil, so I'll squash those rumors now.
Is it Mike? That's Mike.
It's Major Nelson.
That's Mike. It's
Major Nelson.
Are they?
Major Nelson.
They're like Special
Mate,
Olympics
I got
specials.
more chance to
That's when we have no one. That's when we have no guests, and it's just the four of us.
It's just Doug on autopilot.
It's the guy from. It's that guy from. Was it the fucking the Goonies? Hey, you guys!
I love that.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys.
Oh shit.
Oh man, I can't call anyone a special guest ever again now. Thanks, man. All right, we got a VIP guest. All right.
It's been great, fellas. Talking games and hardware.
Yeah.
And awesome.
That was fantastic.
Fantastic.
Good
All
shit.
right.
Tits.
Thanks, guys. Cheers.
No.